Hello, hello. Welcome to our Let's Talk. This week, we are very glad to have um, one teacher with a lot of characteristics, energy, and passion about education. And I would like to welcome Jaisha Haynes. And
Hello, hello, hello.
Jaisha, tell us about yourself.
Okay, so my name is Jaisha Haynes. I am from Atlanta, Georgia. I am a returned Peace Corps volunteer. I serve with Teach for America currently, and I have both international and domestic experience inside of the classroom. I am a third grade teacher, and we are currently teaching virtually. So that's a little bit about who I am.
Wonderful. Thank you. Thank you, Jaisha, for giving your time, for sharing about your experience during this talk and conversation. Um,
Yeah.
I think that this is part of our profession. It's about sharing. How is it going to, how have you managed this lockdown or this situation?
Well, initially it was tough because in New Mexico, we were hit with a different set of challenges where others weren't. Where I am on the Navajo reservation, there are a lot of limited resources where we weren't able to continue the school year like much of the US because of a lack of electricity. So, students didn't have Wi Fi, a lot of them didn't have computers. So, we just literally had to adjust by making paper packets and having those delivered to the homes. And we weren't able to talk to our children because we had a directive from the district telling us not to communicate with them. So we went on spring break, and after spring break, we didn't speak or see our children until the rest of the year because they canceled school for the entire rest of the year. And it put teachers between a rock and a hard place because maybe our students thought that we were just neglecting them, but we were only doing what we were told to do. But now, though we are virtual and those students do have the resources, the district did have the money to go ahead and distribute computers and hotspots to those who are on and near the Navajo reservation. I was able to reach out to some of my students from last year, and some of them reached out to me, and we were able to then clear the communication that I didn't just up and leave them, but that it was a directive and that they know that we truly cared and that it did break our hearts to not be able to finish out the school year. But we were able to begin this one very strong.
Wow, that is a nice way of sharing that there are challenges in this kind of new
Yes.
way of learning that
Yes.
everywhere, people
Yes.
everywhere. But I would just like to start with the first, question or topic to talk about. Now
Okay.
that you think like, now you reach out to your students, you have the chance or the time to, to reconnect. So what strategies do you think are most effective in increasing students' learning with this new, you know, um, style or this new way of learning?
I think what's tried and true, their interests. Find out what the students' interests are and then use those as motivators to inspire them to learn. So, because I teach third grade, I use show and tell as a motivator. So I say every Thursday we're going to have show and tell. But in order to have show and tell, we have to have 100% participation in class. We have to make sure that you all are turning in your assignments. be a team. We have to make sure that we are being nice to one another. We have to want to encourage each other to come to school and using those interests like show and tell or the roadblocks or the whatever the new thing is. They teach me things every day, but I try to find a way to incorporate that into the curriculum so that it is not only applicable academically, but it's also applicable in their everyday lives. And they can see how we use math every day. They can see the importance of writing. They can understand the importance of reading. If you want to get a job, you have to read the application. So it's setting those basic foundational principles so that they can value education, pique their interest with what they like, and that will inspire them in return to not only want to impress you, but for them to show up as the scholars and the leaders that they are.
Wonderful, thank you. I like that word, leaders that they are. That is very
Yes.
important. We have to tell them that how important is what they're doing right now and what is going to be
Exactly.
the impact, on what
Hmm.
in the future. So now, what can you tell to the teachers um, when we talk about encouraging students to work, you know,
Okay.
outside of class? In this case, is outside of
Mm.
what is going on right now with this new virtuality. So how can we encourage our students, to say, okay, yeah, we have to connect here. We have to do the online things, the connection, the Zoom or depending on the platform. How can we encourage them to tell them you need to work outside of this too. You have work to do. You have to do on your own.
Yes. Um, well, as a second language learner myself, I just try to put myself in the student's shoes. So, what I think really helped was being immersed into the culture. However, with COVID, we aren't afforded that opportunity just yet. So, let's think about it. Let's ask them, hey, do you aspire to travel? If so, it is imperative that you learn how to speak English, not just because you want to travel, but because it is one of the top three most spoken languages in the world. So, wherever you go, more than likely, you will be able to survive because you know one of the top three most spoken languages in the world. Another motivator could be career aspirations. Ask them, hey, what do you want to do when you grow up? Or what are your career aspirations? And then trying to connect them with people or show them people that are from Panama, that are from Bogota, that are from different places that are bilingual, trilingual, that speaks multiple languages. And I think another motivator could be connecting them with people who are English speakers and letting that English speaker who has a desire to learn maybe Spanish, where they can correlate and communicate 30 minutes, maybe once or twice a month. But that could be a motivator. Wow, I get to speak with a native English speaker and I get to teach them. Imagine if this kid is 9 years old or 8 years old. They are more than likely are going to be talking to either adults or teenage students who also have a desire to learn. And when they see the hard work is being exchanged on both sides, maybe that too could motivate them. So again, I would just say we can say if they would like to travel, if they have career aspirations, and then hooking them up with a buddy that is a native English speaker to promote it outside of the classroom.
Wonderful. Thank you very much. And now you mentioned a word that is key here in this profession is connection, right?
Yes.
Connection. This is a key word in teaching. So what do you think teachers should do in order to connect to other teachers?
Oh. I think teachers should not be stingy. Now, when I was abroad, I found that teachers were very community was very important. Even here in the States, community is very important. But because teaching is a profession where we need each other, I believe that to promote it, we should have a welcoming environment, a welcoming personality or attitude. We should have a very we should have a growth mindset about the changes that are happening. And some teachers may have resources that another doesn't. And this teacher may have another resource that this teacher doesn't. But when we bring them all together collaboratively, we have a plethora of resources, which makes our teaching stronger as well as the community stronger, and having that foundation by connecting with them saying, hey, do you want to join me as I go walk the track? I need to get some exercise. Do you want to join me? It's the beginning of the year. Maybe some people are fasting or trying to get on a healthier diet. Hey, it doesn't always have to be academic. Just meeting people exactly where they are on that person to person level, and just see how can we connect. What are some of those things we have in common? And let's start there to set the foundation.
Thank you very much. Thank you for this very positive ideas, and that this not connecting to just what we do, is connected to what we like, right?
Yes.
Things in common that will help us grow personally, professionally, spiritually. So I think that is very important to what you mentioned. So Yaisha, um, I think that you mentioned a very nice word or a statement. The beginning is about passion, right? How can we give this teaching, or you know help our students with passion? How passion is important in this profession
Mm.
for you? What is your opinion?
Now, for me, I believe that our passion exudes through every day, how we show up. How many hours are we putting into our lesson plans? Are we just saying, oh, I did it, now whatever? Or are we looking at the data? Are we looking at each individual student and saying, wow, I see where these students are, but I also see where I could take them if they are willing to do the lion's share of the work. I believe that my students work hard for me because they see how I work hard for them. So we are showing up for each other because we understand that without each other, we are nothing, but together we are everything. And when that passion is displayed in a child where I know they may be on a kindergarten reading level, but they're showing up every day. They are making mistakes, but learning from them. They see me fail all the time as I'm trying to work and learn this virtual learning, but they see that I don't give up. I acknowledge my humanistic aspect, my human traits, and those things make what we do so important because we're showing up as humans first, but then we're putting our heart, our mind, and our souls into what we do. And I think that children, more than anyone, knows when someone is genuine and authentic versus someone who isn't. So your passion is how you show up every day. How are you loving on your students? How are you exhorting them? How are you caring for them? How are you taking extra time to meet their needs of them? That is what passion is about when it comes to being an educator, because your passion will show itself in years to come based on those students who seek and find you in their later years or try to send you an email and tell you how impactful you were. We don't do it for that. We do it because we are passionate about it. But that is what separates a teacher who is passionate versus one who is just doing the job.
Beautiful, beautiful. I keep that with me. Those who are passionate and those who are doing the job, right? So we want to be in the side of doing what we do, doing the job with passion. All right.
Yes. Let's marry them.
Um, what projects are you working on right now?
Okay, so I am currently pursuing different grants. I would love to become a full-time grant writer. I'm also pursuing a different career with the Department of Justice for the United States of America. And I just launched a business as a loan signing agent. So that just means that I am a notary public and I go and help close loans for different people in the community. So it gives me an opportunity to learn people and set my own schedule while making loads of money doing so.
Wonderful. So you are doing, teaching and you're doing, your own business at the
And I
same time.
have my own business on the side part time for now.
Probably the profession, right? You meet a lot of people as a teacher, but then through those connections, you can start your own business. And I think it's something that we have to think about as teachers, right? You know,
Yes,
you do the teaching with passion, but at the same
yes,
time, you can, start doing other things that will, um, empower you, and at the same time will help you
yes.
growth personally and professionally, right?
Exactly. I
Yeah.
couldn't have said it better.
Uh, Jaisha, um, in order to finish your, final words and the message for the people that will be watching or will want to be listening to this episode.
Okay. Okay. So I would just like to say to all of you, first, you are here. So that automatically puts you ahead of the game. You are here, you are learning, you are getting new knowledge. Not only are you getting this new knowledge, you're going to make it applicable into your lives. Whatever your goals and aspirations are, whether you are 5 years old or 100 years old, there's still always room to grow and there's still always opportunity. Every new day you've been given is a new day of opportunity that can ultimately change your life for the best. It all starts here in your minds. So I would just like to say to all of you who are looking and listening, thank you. Thank you for supporting Joelle. Thank you for supporting this platform. Continue to work hard, continue to practice English, continue to teach Spanish, continue to grow as a person. Understand that your environment does not dictate who you are. You, by the choices that you make, dictate who you are and the future that you deserve and desire to have. I believe in you. So make all of us proud by pursuing whatever goal is in your heart. We're rooting for you.
Thank you very much. Beautiful word. Thank you. Very, very inspirational, Jaisha. So this was Jaisha Haynes. I think that things in life, happen for a reason. And
Yes,
and I think that there are a lot of things to say about this, right? Thank
yes,
you so much for joining in this episode, and I hope to have you in the future in one of our episodes of the Let's Talk. So thank you very much, and please pay attention to what's coming in our next episode on the Let's Talk. Okay, see
yes.
you later.